Welcome to the worst of the best podcast. You wanted the best. Well, they didn't freaking make it. So here's what you get.
Welcome to another episode of the Worst of the Best podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and I have with me returning guest host, Andy, sometimes known as Trucker Andy. Andy, how you doing?
Good, great. Happy to be here.
Okay. What was the last episode do with me? Was it Ghost?
Yeah, I think that was the Ghost episode that it was poorly received, not because of me, but I like Ghost. I'm a Ghost fan, so when we do a critical review of a band or a song or an album or whatever, I'm going to point out the things that could be better. These are the reasons that something would lose points from being the best, you know?
Absolutely.
So those little things that I started pointing out started just becoming fuel for the fire of everybody being very upset that there was people out there that don't care for Ghost. Me not being one of them.
I love that you came on, and usually what I try to do is, and this ties into today's episode, is it's the worst of the best. So something that a host, myself, or the guest, something they enjoy. So like if you hated a certain band and you're to come on and then pick the worst pick from that band, like it's just crap on crap. So that's what the lovely Kaylee did. We had no idea she hated Ghost.
It should have been she should have done like best of the worst. She's like, this is the one I like the most out of everything that I usually don't care for.
Exactly. And so today we have Avatar. Now it kind of ties in because Avatar, I don't know if you know this, Andy, I'm going to ask you some questions about them, but Avatar is from Sweden as well. They're the same home country as Ghost. And I suspect their fandoms maybe overlap. I'm not sure. Have you seen any videos of theirs? Do you know what they look like?
You mentioned this several weeks ago, and I was not aware of them. So I started exploring it and listening to it. And when I dug into this album, I watched the YouTube channel. So I have seen a few of the music videos that they have created for this album. I've seen anything there is a music video for, I have seen. So
okay, that's perfect because for me downloading the videos from their YouTube page for us to listen to and watch, or really listen to, usually I just have audio only, but I couldn't find audio only on their channel. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see clips from the videos anyways, but the rest of the album, there's like the first 4 songs happen to have videos, but then the last 6 don't. It's just audio only. So that's just what people will see. So yes, so that's why I asked, because you would be like, what the hell am I watching? You're going to see the band. For context, I'll say this: I run a music reaction channel, so it's okay size. I mean, my Worst of the Best podcast has like, I don't know, 5 people that watch it. The reason why we're doing this is because on that reaction channel, I had a patron say, "Hey guys, listen to this band called Avatar. Like you, I've never heard of them before." That's the whole point of that reaction channel. Is obviously we're listening to songs, bands, and that's how I discovered Ghost, was through that reaction channel. Became a fan of theirs. So this individual gave us the song to react to. I loved it. It was it wasn't from this album. Something In the Dirt. I forget the exact title, but it's In the Dirt. It's from the album before this one. I dug it right away. It was so good that I'm like, I don't want to wait. I'd like the cut of the jib right away. I like Johannes, the lead singer, his makeup. I loved it. I loved that they had the style, the sound. And I heard right away that they have a different sound. Almost every song, every album has a different type of feel. And I just downloaded all their albums onto my iPhone, and I just went jogging day after day after day, listened to it on shuffle. And like, I just love these guys. So this album is the latest album, if you can believe it, Andy. This is their 10th studio album that came out Halloween of 2025. So they have a library behind them and a journey. They've been in a band for about 21 years. They started when they were young. So I think Johannes, the lead singer, he's sort of like the Tobias Forge of Avatar. I think he's the creator, the composer. He seems to be the band leader. I think he probably writes all the lyrics, composition. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. This is me speaking ignorantly. I only know the music. I don't really know their history. But that's what I gather. What I like about him too is he does stuff without the makeup. I've seen him do videos without the makeup. He's very clear of who he is. He doesn't He's done like some of these songs with the ukulele, even without the makeup. He's very clever that way. And like Ghost, what I like about Johannes is the same reason why I like Tobias is they don't take themselves seriously in the sense of like there's some bands that wear the mask or the costumes. They're almost like ritualistic or cult-like about their appearance, and like you cannot know who we are, and you cannot say our names. There's a band called Sleep Token, I think they're like that. I don't know if you ever heard of them. So on our reaction channel, we reacted to a band called Sleep Token. It was a request that came in, and like everything, we do research. We're like, oh, who are these guys? Where are they from? And we doxed them on our channel. Now people know. Yeah, you laugh, but unbeknownst to us, we're like, oh, this is who they are. But people, it's this weird, Andy. I know it's this weird.
So some people didn't know, but if you obviously if you found it, it's findable information.
Yeah, it was like a Reddit post or something. I just did my research. Oh, that's who they are. But people are like, you do not say who they are. I was like, okay, I can't with this. I can't. So what I like about Johannes is that he's not like that. In that, yeah, this is me without the makeup. I'm a character in the band. Okay. Then I was like, I love this album so much, this band so much. And of course, I do my podcast called The Worst of the Best Podcast, where you take something you enjoy, Kaylee, you take something you enjoy, and from that thing of joy, you pick, okay, there's got to be something that ranks the least. Doesn't mean you hate it, but there might be something. So like with your brother, I did Mastodon's album, Crack the Sky. Right. Freaking amazing album. And I had the hardest time picking the worst track for this. It's like 7 tracks only. That's a fun listen. Go check that out if you haven't. And so Avatar's latest album is the same thing. I'm listening to this album and I'm like having a hard time, like what is truly the quote unquote worst from their latest album, which I think is one of their best. So that's where we're going today. So I invited you. So you're coming in even almost just as cold as me. I want to make this clear. I've listened to this a lot, but not much longer than you. And I invited you on. My stipulation, Andy, was I want you to listen to it, but if you don't like it, don't come on. Just don't do it. It's okay. I can't handle another. So did you enjoy the album?
When we first talked about this, I went to Spotify and I picked like the most downloaded song, and that had more of a country twang, maybe southern metal vibe, and I don't remember the name of it. Something about fire. I was digging that, but then I went to listen to this because this episode would be specific to this album, and I found this to be quite different from what I was expecting. I'm not aware of a lot of the other material, so a lot of this was, the first time listening to it. I had to come to terms with the nature of the theatrics of the music, because at first I'm looking for authenticity and stuff like Motorhead or let's say like early Metallica. What, you're like, these guys just dress like this all the time. And then you watch something like Avatar, you're like, well, obviously they're not going to the supermarket the way they're dressed in this video, as opposed to like Dave Grohl, who probably dresses the way he dresses on stage every day. Right. So once I start compartmentalizing those expectations, then I start enjoying this band for what it is. I did write a lot of initial reactions, and then I went back and reassessed the because now I'm like, okay, well, which is the song that is the least enjoyable on this album? And I had to go back and listen to it again. I have my thoughts. I would say that this style of metal, like if you're asking me if I'm like a new fan of the band or something like that, I would say that I liked this because I do like Ghost, and it's in the vein of that. But they didn't like change my life when I listened to this album.
Sure, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm just trying to be honest with.
I want you to be honest. You enjoyed the album though. At the end of the day.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
When we go through the songs, I'll say what I liked about it for sure.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're going to go track by track. We're not going to play the whole track. We say this all the time. Not that it matters. I mean, I do YouTube reactions. Like I said, if you want to check out my little channel, I mean, we just broke 47,000 subs. It doesn't really matter. It's just a little channel. You can go you can go check it out. It's Welp, Here We Are on YouTube. You can check it out. My best friend of 40 years and we've done that channel together for 5, almost 6 years now, and found a lot of success and fun there. But that's what I love about it, is I've discovered bands via our patrons because Avatar, Ghost, Clutch, yeah. I mean, yeah, I love it. It's been a fantastic journey. That being said, I assume I love this more than you, but that's fine because my pick will just be as valid as your pick. There's going to be a song that maybe is the least favorite.
I'm going to be curious. Yeah, I'd be curious to find out at the end what your favorite and least favorite are on this, and
yes,
how close we are
for sure
aligning with that. So
I know a little bit about the band, and that you talked about the country 20. I think they have eras, and that was called Avatar Country. I believe that's one of their eras. So what they're like that. They have like screamo metal. At the beginning of their career was really, we hear growling on this album, but it's not very much. There's like 3 songs out of the 10 that have it, but even the songs that have the growl, I don't know if you call that the growl voice versus clean.
Cookie Monster.
Johannes does both. He does all the singings, which quite the range that he has, where he can sing that clear vocal. It's not uncommon. A lot of growl bands could do that, the clean and the growl.
Yeah, you want to have somebody, a band like Lamb of God or Pantera. Those guys can go
right
in either direction, and I like to understand the lyrics when I listen to it. Anything that is so growly that you don't know what's being said, I kind of check out of. But
I agree, and I'm the same way. And I will say Avatar gets a little bit of a pass because I just love them so much, and I kind of got myself thinking, oh, Brian, you're turning into one of those, are you? But a little bit. But I will say I do understand what he says now. There's time because I'm getting the tone of his voice. There's times now where I know what he's growling. I know what he's saying. I have read the lyrics. There's a couple parts in it when we get to those songs where it's growl heavy, but I'm like, it kind of fits the energy of the song and the part of the song. So without further ado, let's get into it. I should give you a little. I have my own notes too, believe it or not. So I'm going to give a little bit of background. 10th studio album, if you can believe it. Oh, it started, like I said, they were young. I think Johannes is only like 40 now, so I think he started when he's like 19, 20. Johannes has described it as the band losing themselves in the darkest woods, full of memories, fantasies, and forbidden thoughts that finally had to be spoken. The title itself is the whole concept. When someone warns you not to go in the forest, the weird kids and the metal fans hear an invitation. It's Twin Peaks energy mixed with circus tents that shouldn't be there, and Avatar standing right in the middle of it. So that's kind of what I've gotten from them as performers on stage. I've seen some of their live performances. That's what I like about Johannes, is he is playing a character. He kind of, he does like this ringmaster type behavior with his, he has a staff sometimes, like he's what do you call that person? The ringleader in a circus ring? They're called something else. Ringmaster? Is that what they're called?
Ringleader, isn't it?
Okay.
Something like that. I'll think of it tonight when I'm trying to go to sleep.
Yeah. So the idea that he's in control of the circus, that's what I love. It's kind of like clown makeup. It's scary, but it's Joker-esque behavior where he's silly but serious, a little bit of scariness to him, but he's not dangerous. He's just kind of has that dreamscape to him, which I enjoy. But I love the energy that he has on stage. I think it's in a couple of the videos that we have here showcases that. So across these 10 tracks, listeners and Andy, they jump from pure speed and rage to doom pirate, sea shanties, true crime disco, alien abduction bangers. There was a genuine love song for Johannes' wife, and there's a hypnotic closer that feels like the whole journey getting projected back on you, and that's with Magic Lantern. So this is officially a concept album, is the idea behind this, and a lot of the songs tie into that. So here we go with the first song. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Is it my favorite? Well, we're allowed to say which one's your favorite. You can't really... And look, you can say you love every song too. It doesn't mean it's the worst pick. Oh yeah, at the end of the episode, Andy and I, independent of each other, will reveal our worst pick and why, but we will not make that revelation. Do our best not to give any hints to that revelation till the very end of the episode. Okay, so the first song is called Tonight We Must Be Warriors. So what we'll do is listen to the intro, and then, which I love, which they do this in every song, the guitar solos. And so I'm a big fan of guitar solos. Again, this is the actual official music video. So if you're watching this for the first time, you get to see what they look like. And their music videos they're quite clever, and they're very well done.
And right out of the gate, this reminded me of, looks just like you're about to watch a Ghost video. So yeah, good start.
I didn't do a lot of research on it, but I wonder how much crossover there are of these fandoms. So right away you get when they're all saying the whoa whoa part, they're formed like Queen, the Queen.
Yes, the Queen reference. There's a lot of love letter references, I feel like, in this. For it being the track number 1 of a new album. And as somebody that's not familiar with the rest of the catalog, I could tell that this was a departure kind of song. Yeah, you listen to a little bit of the other most popular songs. So for them to start with something so different was not jarring, but it just sets a tone that was unexpected for me.
I love the song, and I love the OOs and the way it builds up, and we're going to show the guitar solo. It's one of the best guitar solos on the album. It's a great opening track, and I just like the idea of they must be warriors. Johannes said this. He says, I will read each thing about what Johannes has to say about each song, because that was easy to find, so I appreciate that, Johannes. And if I say his name wrong, I'm Canadian. I'm not Swedish. Is it Johannes?
It's Johannes.
I know. I probably, and I'm... All the comments will get mad at me. Okay.
It's a soft J.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I've had a soft J for years now. Johannes has talked about how this one came out of that old wartime, Great Depression to World War II escapism feel. He said that he was watching movies from that era while writing it, and the red motif isn't about bloodlust. It's about the willingness to sacrifice for something that actually matters. It's a very positive, like tonight we must be warriors. This is our time. It's a rallying cry. It does say the red runs the river thicker than blood. Red is the sky. The red is our blood. But I think that's more of that's the battle cry. And I like it's the idea. It's not the tough guy that's looking for the fight. It's us outsiders, or the dreamers, the weird kids. And again, not to talk about Ghost all the time, but that's what I like about Ghost too, is I went to their concert. It's a gathering place for people that don't maybe have a voice, or the awkward kids and the weird kids. They have a place that they can feel like they belong. And I think both bands would have that kind of fan base where everyone's welcome and there's no one that's weird. We're all weird. We're all those outsider kids, so to speak.
Sure. Yeah. The video, the way the band's dressed reminded me of My Chemical Romance a lot.
Oh, okay.
The video, I liked how it was almost animated, the way that in the sepia tone, and that reminded me. Have you ever heard of the Mighty Boosh? It's I think it's either UK or possibly Australian, but it reminded me a lot of some of those videos. If people are familiar with that show, it's like Tenacious D. They're like a duo, or Flight of the Conchords. Okay, it's kind of like those type of shows. A lot of people, it's beloved to a lot of people. So there is setting a tone with a good foot forward with My Chemical Romance and the Mighty Boosh, and this theme for a song also reminded me of Avenged Sevenfold's Afterlife album. They have a couple of songs that are more about supporting the troops, and this kind of reminded me of that too.
All right, so the song chorus continues. Great sound throughout. And I love the build up in the song. We're going to go to 220. I call this the build up to the guitar solo. And what I love too is as the video progresses, it's this brown and white, sort of like very old school filming,
sepia tone,
and then it becomes colorized with the when the band organizes itself against whatever these forces are. I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is the shit that reminded me of the Mighty Boosh show.
The fun, clever videos. These guys aren't like, we're serious. They're having fun. And the videos are fun. I like the it's a fun attitude instead of an angry, serious attitude. Because to me, I find that poserish behavior. When bands are angry on stage, like, settle down. You're not angry. What are you angry at? Like, you're in a band playing metal. Have fun. It's like the angry. And I love Metallica, but those early days of Metallica, like, kids, settle down. They were kids back then. Like, come on, you're just playing heavy metal. Doesn't mean you have to be angry about it. Like, I'm sorry. Now, again, if you're just listening to this on my podcast feed, not the audio visual, I do apologize. But what I love about the video, it gets colorized, and you see Johannes are kicking. It was a narrow view, but he's kicking the sides of the video to make it bigger, and I love that. I don't know if his character has a name, so that's how much I don't know if his actual makeup character has a name. But I love how he's got that staff. There's a scene coming up. I get joy from this video, the way he's got a big goofy grin. He does it on stage too, a big goofy grin, and he naturally has kind of a big mouth, so it fits the makeup perfectly. But he does this like kind of celebratory up and down with the staff, with the fireworks going behind him. I just love that energy that he showcases as a frontman. Like, he's a great frontman. So it's coming up. I want to have you watch for that, Andy. And also just I love this guitar solo with the double bass too. It's such a kick-ass part of the song.
Yeah, the beginning of the solo, the drums are doing a lot of the heavy lifting as he holds your hand into the more impressive part of the guitar solo. And if you're only listening, he gets awarded a really gorgeous guitar to rip the solo, which that reminded me of Tenacious D and like Destiny type of stuff. So I'm announcing all of the things that I feel were referential. Maybe you'll get an idea of where the band is coming from with this album or this song in particular, or if you like these other things that I'm mentioning, then you'll probably end up liking this. So
no, that's a great point, and we call that on our reaction channel. And when we do that, we call those handrails when we refer to other bands. When we're new to a band, we use what we call handrails to say this is how we got here with this band. This is what brought us here. Yeah, so that's good to bring that background for sure. So watch Johannes's. I just love what he does. Very quick, you'll see it. It makes me giddy. It's just such a great movement, and
it's like a hype man type of thing.
Yes,
to get the audience fired up. You know, you do that on stage, everybody's going to want to do that too, and start getting into the energy of the band. It's good.
Yeah, I love it. Okay,
I was wondering when he kicked it out wider, if they were doing that with intention in the beginning for like social media promotion, the framing of the shots with the early parts of the video designed more for TikTok and Instagram, and then he kicks it out. They kick it out wider for a more theatrical, like YouTube type of
shorts versus long form
aspect ratio. I don't know. You got to be aware of social media when you're promoting everything, so it's a good way to be meta about it, I guess.
Sure. So there is that big
grin.
Yeah.
The Joker grin.
It's very Joker-esque, but that's the Joker's, though, he is designed after the circus master. So that's his whole thing. The clown, the crazy clown, or whatever he's called.
Well, right? It seems like court jestery.
That's there you go. I like that. Yeah. I think all four of these first songs on the album were singles. That's why they have music videos attached to them. The singles don't necessarily mean it's the best song or even a good song. Some singles, as we talked about on the Worst of the Best podcast, are garbage. I hate some of the singles bands release, but this one I get. Next one, In the Airways. So people are like, hey, that was fun and it's a bop. That's light and fun. This is great. Well, let me just say this part first before I show you the song, just to prepare the grandmas and grandpas who are listening to my podcast episode. Johannes had this to say. They straight up said, quote, "This is the fastest song we've done in what seems like an eternity. Enjoy our rage." He also called the video itself ultra liberating, pure performance, sweat, and the way we did videos when we were way younger. Again, they're not that old compared to me. I feel like they're still young, but they're talking about their early 20s. All right, so there you go. It's called In the Airwaves. Be prepared, folks. It's a different style. That's what I love about this. Like, am I listening to the same album?
Yeah.
You are.
A lot of this album is like that.
Just that beginning part. This is for any Metallica fans out there. Saint Anger called. They want their.
That's not a good.
Saint Anger. This is what I'll say about Saint Anger. Change the snare to a proper sound. and lower the tone, which is what I mean. This is the same styling of Saint Anger, but they did it proper here. You can actually, it's too tinny. Saint Anger's too tinny. That was just angry James. He's angry at everything. Angry at Lars. Angry at his wife. Full on drunk album. But anyways, that's a different story for a different day.
Just a good, low end. It's got a good bass growl. As a bass player, I appreciate.
Oh
that.
Yeah, this song here right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely, totally agree. Let's listen to that nice soft vocal we got with the first song. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting converted to some degree because I admit that change up right there, I enjoy it. I have to read the lyrics. So while I was on my phone listening, I had the Apple iTunes music showing the lyrics as it's going through. So yeah, you get to know the lyrics, and so you hear it when you listen without the lyric cheat sheet. But when it kicks in with the I am listening to his voice in a way of as an instrument. Like this is supposed to be hardcore in your face. Now we're getting a kind of soundscape of his voice and the double bass. And when it kicks up, I love that chunkiness that it goes up even more. Okay, so it's a lot. It's a lot. What are your thoughts on the opening of In the Airways, which I believe as well was released as a single, if you can believe it?
Mm-hmm. After the first track, this was a welcome, more what I expected.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to track one, where it just kind of it's like a 1-2 punch to a way to start an album, right? They're gonna say it's not the same thing that you've heard 100 times, but now this is more maybe what you showed up for. And this reminded me of a band. What I like about Euro metal and even like Japanese is that this style of music is far less popular now than it was here in, say, like the late 90s or the early 2000s. But this is reminding me of stuff that I liked back then, particularly a band called Galactic Cowboys. I don't know if you're aware of them, but they were more of like a prog metal kind of band. And something that I failed to mention. My notes in the last one was Manowar. Are you aware of Manowar?
Yeah, I'm aware of them. I have a friend who's a huge fan of Manowar.
Okay, a lot of this stuff just reminded me of like cod piece and spiked gauntlets and stuff that would not fly here in the States in 2026, but was super popular in the late 90s when I was more of a metalhead than I am now. So it was nostalgic for me, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And Kaylee, I know she probably doesn't watch me, but if she does, I'm sure she would like this song. This is her. This is what she was hoping Ghost would sound like. And I would recommend to Kaylee, if you don't know Avatar, they have a lot of these songs that you can make a playlist, just get your growl on. However, I don't want to break it to you or anyone else that hates clean vocal. What I like about what they do here is, Johannes does the growl and then he kicks into the guttural into the clean vocal, which is I think it's a great chorus. Check it out. And then it kicks into a sweet ass guitar solo segment. But before we get to that, what I love about that clean vocal is this song. Like when I first heard it, I admit I was like, "Whoa, I'm not a fan of growl. Like I don't go to it. I didn't listen to it growing up. It's still sort of new to me. I'm still adjusting to it. We've done some on our reaction channel to those songs. He gets a pass because I like him and I like the band. And so when they do it, it's weird to say that I'm more forgiving, but I'm listening more and I want to see what he brings. Why is Johannes doing this? Like, what is his reasons for this? So it's a combination of the lyrics, what the song is about. And I really think that helps sort of understanding things. Or what I get from this when he goes to the clean vocal, it's the idea that it's a safety, it's a sanctuary, so to speak. It's okay, we're in the airwaves. The lyrics talk about laboratory chaos, failed experiments, constant surveillance. There's stuff growing in test tubes and it breaks free. The chorus for me is sort of a sanctuary from the chaos. That's what I got from that.
I can agree with that. I would also say that the verse ratchets up tension, and then that chorus releases the tension and it gives you something to you can like sing along and wrap your brain around it, as opposed to just what if you're slam dancing or moshing or whatever you want to call it. It just kind of gives you a break from the chaos of the verse, brings everybody together for the chorus format.
Just so you know, Andy, there are no wrong answers. This is just us talking about. Yeah, we should have made this clear. You should do this for music videos, or sorry, music podcast episodes. I do on Worst of the Best when we do them. I'm not a Wikipedia page. I don't know anything. If you're a fan of the band, I'm going to get 1,000 things wrong according to the mega fans. Just be happy for the fact that you have 2 new listeners to the band that you enjoy. Okay,
yeah.
like we're not here.
If I say anything in jest, it doesn't mean that your favorite band sucks. It just means I'm trying to be funny on a podcast.
Or if we say something wrong.
I'm so worried that I'm going to offend somebody.
Oh, no.
Because I say the guy's makeup looks silly.
Because we do a reaction channel on, this is not a reaction channel, but regarding the reaction channels, yes, will we say we don't really like a song? Trust me, we'll get people like, how dare you not like something the way I like something? Like,
right. Yeah, your opinion is wrong.
Yeah, your opinion's wrong. Okay, so now here's my opinion, Andy. I love this guitar solo coming up here. Here we go. Then it continues and then it ends with a nice clean vocal. In the Airwaves, fantastic song, love it. A single from the album is my understanding. Any final thoughts on that one, Andy?
Yeah, if you're only listening to this, watch the video. It's a lot of fun. They have like a lot of cool strobe effects, and the drummer, just gut reaction. One of my favorite parts of the band in general is this drummer. He brings a lot to the table with this album. And just as somebody that doesn't know this band that well, that's just one of my big things that I grabbed onto was how good the drummer is. So.
I know I'm geeking out over Johannes, of course, because I like I said, I think he's the main lyric writer, probably the band leader. However, the band is tight behind him. I don't know their names. Again, I'm not a Wikipedia page. I'm still learning who they are. I totally agree with you that the backing guys, I see backing, what do you call it? The rhythm and beat guys, the bass and drummers.
The rhythm section.
Amazing. Rhythm section. Thank you. They are amazing. They're very good. Yes, Andy. Go ahead.
And I guess that's another thing to point out between track 1 and track 2 here, that the guy that did the first solo on track 1, it looked like they're both blonde, but one guy has straight hair, and then this guy has like white, like dreadlocks.
Good call.
As we go through this a little more, I'm going to try and pick up on the nuances of who's doing what and who I think is maybe
so they share solo duty,
standing out. Cool. Yeah, and I thought that was more of an outstanding solo because we talked about Mastodon a little bit, and it's like, okay, well, who's the Bill and who's the Brett in this band right now? I think that track 2 guitar solo is leading the pack, but we'll see when we get to the end of the album.
All right, the next one, love it, Captain Goat. Again, you've just heard track 2. You're like, oh, I guess track 1 was just to warm me up or make me feel safe. I don't know if I can handle track 3. Well, let's see what track 3 is. Let's see what track. Again, this is the same album, same band too.
He who knows the boat steer us clear of jagged shores. He who's crowned with horns row us home, Captain.
scissors, sharp rocks, shave the wood off the keel, off to lands unknown. Turn the cross, turn the boat upside down. Muddy skies, bottom clear.
The video itself, again, if you're listening to this on audio only, check out the video because it's so well done. I just think their video quality is theatrical. Like, they don't have the hugest budget. These guys aren't huge. I should make this clear. Ghost is probably 5 times more popular. I don't know what the number is. Like, I think these guys, like I said, this is their 10th studio album. I'm just now talking, like, I didn't know who these guys were. 10 albums? It's not nothing, and they're not a new band is what I mean. They've been grinding, and I think this album in some ways is sort of breakout album because that's how I discovered them through the patrons. There's their later sounds a little bit. I say all this anyways because you watch their music videos. They're doing a lot with not the biggest budget, but you can tell it's really well done. I just love the look of this video, just the look alone. You can watch the video with the sound off. It looks so good. I don't recommend doing that, but you could.
Yeah. Like the first one where it's talking about the television show, The Mighty Boosh. This reminds me of that as well. And it's more like a Wes Anderson movie.
Okay, yeah.
Everything kind of seems like the best possible version of a children's play. You know,
but they do the movies. It's like the kids are on this play on the screen. Like, how do they get all these props looking so good at the school?
Yeah. It's like Rushmore. Like Max Fisher grew up and directed this video, which is not an insult. I mean, I like that movie, and I like that style of a look. It's kind of like Metal Pee-wee's Playhouse, which is high praise.
Agreed. Captain Goat, great title. And let me just say this, the Captain Goat and the way the song plays out, it reminded me, of another great Captain Something song you might remember from the great Stay Hungry album, Twisted Sisters, Stay Hungry, of Captain Howdy. I don't know if you remember that song. Do you know that song?
No.
I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if you go listen to my episode of Twisted Sister, we did the whole album just like this, the Stay Hungry album. If I could interview Johannes, I would love to talk to him about his influences because I guarantee he must have listened to Dee Snider's Stay Hungry or Twisted Sister's Stay Hungry album because it has that same feel. Captain Howdy, kind of the underworld. It's a very, that type of thing. Now, back to this song though, Captain Goat. Johannes described this one as living in Avatar's personal twilight zone. He framed it as a negotiation with the brutal state of existence, using the Satan, the goat, underworld archetype as the backdrop for accepting the darkness instead of fighting it. And of course, you can see this is the ferryman, taking him across whatever the waters with the tip over.
Hey, I'm the ferryman. Hey.
Hey.
It's interesting to look at these track 1 and track 3 as somebody that's a bigger fan of the other albums. Would you say these are drastic departures, what you would expect from the band Avatar?
Great question. Because they have 10 albums, I've only been listening to for a couple months. I don't know if I've heard every track because I have their whole catalog on shuffle. And for preparation for this show, I've been listening to this album a lot more last 2 weeks just to kind of make sure I had a couple of notes on it. But that being said, it's funny that you asked. I thought their earlier stuff was going to be like in the airwaves. They weren't joking when they said that it's been a while since we've done this. And I would argue, 2005, their first album, that fits into in the airwaves. But there's a lot of, I would say almost from 2009 onward, this fits in. Like this is their sound.
Like sea-shanty stuff was maybe more of a fad from the beginning of last year to have them say, let's just do something like that.
This song is unique. They don't have another song like this one.
Because that's what I was thinking, that they were jumping on a trend. I was just wondering if they were going to fall into a trap of something that like The Offspring and like these earlier 2000 bands like Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray's Lemonade and Brownies is a straight ahead rocker, like very aggressive album. And it's got a nude Nicole Eggert on the cover. Go Google Lemonade and Brownies album cover and then realize that Sugar Ray was not the band that they became with Fly and Every Morning. So you do the producers and the label are asking you for a hit, you write Fly, and then suddenly your whole sound is now forgotten. Like it's not lemonade and brownies anymore. And now
Interesting.
you're writing Pretty Fly for a White Guy. And everybody's like, this isn't fucking punk, Offspring.
Oh,
So
I see.
I'm looking at track 1 and 3 and saying, are these gimmick songs?
Fair question. I would say not to defend them. The little I know is, if you go to the YouTube comments, a lot of the YouTube comments of Avatar fans are what they love about them. To use the, of course, much quoted Forrest Gump, you never know what you're going to get. That's the whole point of them. That's their variety. They're sort of like Ween that way.
But have you ever heard of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
Dude, we have extensive videos on our YouTube channel.
I'm sure you do. Okay.
Cover them.
So when you talk about variety,
yes,
good,
that's a great example.
Theme albums that from a band that's amazing. It's not a slight, but
no, that's the whole
I don't
point.
know these guys that well, but
so that's what I would categorize them. That they're not as King Gizzard in the sense that they release an album every week, but they're like that. That's what I mean. They had what was called Avatar Country. I think that's what that was referred to. They had that sort of outlaw countries phase. They've had different soundscapes throughout their career. Yes, yes, that's whatever not the flavor of the day is, but they like to keep things interesting.
And that's what this feels like.
Yes.
It's like everybody, they had a lot of sports teams slapping the table and singing sea-shanty things on TikTok. And I feel like they saw that and said, let's write a song since sea-shanty style is popular right now. And they wrote a good one. But
they wrote a good one. And because I'm so out of touch, I'm not young like you, Andy. I wouldn't know what's popular on TikTok. All right, so what the part I love is it goes to that very subtle, deep growl voice. The lyric is oars up, and then head down. That's what he says. I love the way he says it. Let's go back a little bit. I just love the way Joanna sings it. Once you know the lyric, it's like cool. That's what I mean. It's a cool sound now, and it's put into the song in that way. It just adds flavor to the song. I like the or up, head down.
So are you going and Googling like what are the lyrics to this, and so that you can enjoy the music more?
Well, that's what I mean. When I first listened to the album, I was walking with the album on my walks with the dog, and I had the Apple iTunes playing the lyrics as you listen to it.
Oh yeah, you can see what it's yeah. I like that because I feel like kids don't get the full LP, vinyl, or even CD experience that we grew up with, where you get very cool album art. I know a lot of people try and make website companion things to go along with the songs to add more to it, the way that you used to get with a good album insert. But yeah, it's nice to learn the lyrics so you can enjoy the song more.
Agreed, absolutely. Now, here's their guitar solo for this one. I think it's a pretty good one, my humble opinion. Sorry.
Steer us clear of jagged shores, he who's crowned with horns, roll us home, Captain
How cool is that riff after that? I don't know, man. It's a rockin' riff.
Just when you think that it's too much like Sad But True or a slog of a beat that was present in that guitar solo.
I agree, and it works here. It works here.
Yeah, it works. I like that they were showing him playing the violin, and I wondered if he played the solo with a bow. You're Canadian. How aware of the Tea Party are you?
I'm aware of them. They just played it actually here recently. I'm not a fan. I'm just not I don't listen to them, but they're great. They're a great rock band.
I don't know them in any single way, but my wife was a big fan, and we went to see them in Niagara Falls, and that was the first time I saw them. And he did play a guitar solo with a bow.
Okay,
so when I saw that in there, I was like, maybe they did play the guitar with a bow.
I don't think he did, but they did have a different sound to it. So I'm not gonna say he didn't, but I think for the video, for audio listeners, Johannes was on the boat with the ferryman, Captain Goat. And he stops to watch the solo. I like how he's just watching it, and then the solo ends. He tells the ferryman to continue down. I just like that moment in the video. So I think it's the idea he's a song siren, drawing them in, and they move on.
A male mermaid ripping a guitar solo on violin.
All right, the next song, track 4, of course, "Don't Go in the Forest" is the title track of the album. "Don't Go in the Forest," title track, fun video if you haven't seen it, folks. Here's the opening part. Great. Speaking of bass, Andy, what do you think of this bass intro? So what do you think of the bass intro, that little riff there?
Yeah, this is the track that reminded me the most of Ghost.
Okay.
Is a good start. Off to a good
It's a good start. And it reminds me of the track Lacrima. That's what it kind of reminded me of. The same, yeah.
Yep.
Out of the shadows, into the dark, snow falls on the tracks. She's moving in silence, slips through the cracks. Just one of those nights, just one of those nights. They say there's something wrong with me, nothing I haven't heard before. But you can't help to wonder what's behind that door, what's beyond the view. Something in the trees, something only you can see. Don't go in the forest. Don't know, I don't know the way out. Don't look, there's something behind you. Don't run, just look what you done.
So fun video, fun song. I mean, what a chorus. It's catchy as F, as the kids say. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, agreed. With like the deer, it reminded me of Queens of the Stone Age. No one knows. Between Ghost and Queens of the Stone Age, it's in good company.
Johannes has been very clear that the warning is the point. When someone tells you, don't go in the forest, the weird kids and the metal fans hear this as an invitation. He ties it straight to Twin Peaks and the Black Lodge, the woods as the doorway to the forbidden. So that's the idea. Like, yeah, don't think about pink elephants, Andy. And guess what you're going to start doing? You're going to think about pink elephants because I told you not to think about them.
Yeah.
There's something in the trees kind of waiting for you. Don't look, look what you've done. Don't go in there. And I get from the chorus that it's pretending to try to stop you, but it's daring you at the same time to kind of walk on in to see what's in the forest. Don't go in the forest, but that's what you're going to want to do as a kid. You're telling me not to go in that scary forest. Of course, I'm going to check it out. I might go in the daytime, but I'm going to go in that forest. Like, wouldn't you?
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
Get drunk in a cemetery kind of guy.
There's a part here that reminds me of the great Mike Patton. I don't know if you know who he is.
Faith No More.
Yes. I'm a huge Faith No More fanatic. I love them so much. And they're going on tour again. They've
fantastic singer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr.
Anyways,
Bungle, I should have said, right?
Oh, look at you nerding out. Yeah. What about Tomahawk?
Yeah. You got it. I don't know that one.
A scream so cold, like icy fingers down your spine. Shadows sing for me.
right, I just freaking love it. That's I hate stopping songs. I say this every time I do a music episode. I want to keep listening, but what I like about their guitar solos, especially the showcase there, is they don't cheap out on you. They give you a full
Right.
solo.
Sure. Yeah. That it's a lost art. Again, that's why Euro metal is keeping it alive for us, as opposed to I mean, it's still there's still bands around here. That's just
I
not
get what you're saying. Yeah.
super popular, but identifying the albino Jamaican guy as the talented guitar player in this band now.
Oh, jeez.
all the best guitar solos are coming from that guy.
All right, albino dreadlock dude. You got Andy's vote. Okay. Next one, Death and Glitz. It's been a while since I've heard. I've had the word TIT in a song before, but this one gives it to you. So if you have kids in the car, folks, cover their ears. This is the last. I think it was a single, the last one from side one that has an actual video that goes with it. Here we go. It is called a visualizer. So it's a lyric video with some visualizers. Actually, before we get to it, that actually helps explain it. So Johannes didn't hold back on this one. He called it a song about perversion and detachment. The story he paints is a specific. It's a young homeless runaway who collapses and dies on a dance floor. The crime scene tape becomes a red velvet rope. The investigators' cameras flash like paparazzi. Quote, "We love her for dying. Now she's perfect, obedient, anything you want." What this song is about is Johannes is he's not a fan, Andy, of the glorification of the entertainment information aspect of true crime. That's his personal take. Sorry, Johannes, I've done some true crime episodes on this podcast. I apologize. So right there with that intro is, what do you call that effect? It almost sounds like it's playing out of tune, almost a little bit junky. It's an interesting take on that. Do you know what kind of effect you might be using on that? Or
I wrote in my notes that this is my favorite intro of the song. I don't know if I would say this is my favorite song on the album, but this one, it just got my attention immediately.
Yes.
It reminded me of, I mean, they're showing the disco ball, but it reminded me of White Zombie, which is more of a groove-based rock style. And it's just so quirky. And yeah, I really like the intro of this.
yeah, so it's so danceable and so catchy, but he's raging against this.
Yeah, I know. I hate it so much. I'm going to make a catchy song about it.
Yeah, that's the cleverness of it. He's showing you how something that's abhorrent can draw you in.
It's working. I like this. Yeah. We've gotten so much guys in leather vests that just having a woman in the video is very different for these guys. This reminded me again of Avenged Sevenfold's Afterlife album. They have A Piece of Heaven, I think. It's very much, it sounds stage production song like Sweeney Todd. It just leans into theatrics the way this band does. It just reminded me of the Afterlife album again.
Oh, no, it's good. That's your handrail. I like it. Andy, this song also has a guitar solo.
Let's
I love that sound effect. It's just such a cool sound.
They paid attention to a lot of the tone and the effect pedals that they use. And Dollars to Donuts, that's a straight blonde guy doing that solo.
Oh, stop it.
I don't know. I'm just guessing, but
Dollars
it
to
was
Donuts.
underwhelming.
Oh, here we go.
Compared, I'm just saying. I can tell now who's doing what. Yeah, I'm just guessing. I don't know.
I know. I'm playing
Tell me in the
along. I'm
comments how much I suck for saying that.
No, don't do that. Just tell him how you can be wrong, but not stuck.
I really like the riff. I don't know how to break it down as far as like the bars of, as opposed to like a 12-bar blues song, but it has that part where it just keeps the key change or the scale of the riff just keeps, it escalates to, I want you to rewind it so I can point out what I'm talking about. It's cool though. This part. That. You know, it's not just like the
Oh,
it takes it like up the scale to the higher part.
No, it's
Yeah,
good
that
catch.
that turnaround at the end of the 12 bars is fun. People will just play the chug along repetitive thing instead of exploring the scale and making it a little more special, and I think this song does that.
I like it, and Andy, you make my podcast a little bit more special, so thank you for that. Okay, now we're going to flip the LP over, Andy. We're going to get to side 2, song 1, Abduction Song. If you were able to get through In the Airways, we're kind of investigating that again. It's the same sound of In the Airways, but they start side 2 with that sound. I'll read a little bit about what the song's about from Johannes. This is one built around alien abduction. Yes, and he's having fun with it. He happens to love the X-Files, so do I. He wants to believe, but he stays mostly rational throughout the song. But there was a time, check this out, when they were recording the album before this Dance Double Dance at his family's cabin, that he and his buddy John saw a light that was, quote, a bit too big and very bright, very brief, and very random in its movement. So they felt like they saw something that, hey, what the hell is that? So that came up in his mind. They wrote a song about being abducted by aliens. So that's literally what this is about. And I kind of like that this song, the lyrics are kind of hard to hear because it's that type of song. But when you do read the lyrics, it's I love that it's literally about that. There's no alternative meaning. It's just it's the abduction song. This is the song they play when you get abducted.
I don't know how familiar you are with Terry Date. Have you ever heard that name? He was a prolific producer. When it came to metal, he was omnipresent in the 90s and 2000s. I pulled up his name here, and like albums like Cowboys from Hell and Vulgar Display, Far Beyond Driven, all the good Pantera shit, White Pony, and like all the good Deftones shit.
Oh, Limp Bizkit.
Bad Motorfinger,
Significant Other,
Soundgarden, yeah, and just Astro Creep, because I already brought up White Zombie. Yeah, Significant Other. He did do that. But when you hear double bass like this, people used to call it like they had triggers on the pedals. So beaters would hit in a consistent way from the way that you would stomp the pedal, so that the beaters would, and like this double bass sound was the Terry Date 90s metal drumming tone that a lot of people would say was like overproduced, but had its place, it became well known. This drummer crushing it just reminded me of all these amazing albums that I just named. So,
no, it's awesome.
Good for him.
What I love about this song is that driving intro at the beginning. It's chaotic. I envisioned this song. If I was a good editor, which I'm not, I do edit my shows, but I'm not very good. If I had time, energy, and the skills and the software, I would love to make a music video for this song. This song deserves a music video, because it just plainly talks about being abducted and they're not going to believe you. Don't go outside; it's dangerous. The light, don't look at it. All that stuff. This is such a great. In fact, it reminds me of the movie based on a true story of the
Fire in the Sky.
Yes, this is the first thing I thought of. And so what I thought what a good cheat would be was I almost want to do a fan made video for this, and that just cut pieces from his abduction with the light. Don't go outside. It's dangerous when he gets with the light. Put that in there when he's getting tossed around with the aliens. Remember that inside the ship? He's getting freaking stuff thrown on his face, because this is a chaotic but organized sound. You can almost see the panic in the song. I love that the drum and everything. Your heart rate is, you're panicking. It's scary.
You're in the military. You have access to UFO footage, I'm sure. Just piece that together. And
do you remember I did work with the space program for 2.5 years? Remember that when I was out there in Ottawa?
Yeah.
That's all I'll say about that. So it says, look up, levitate. This is the part where you get the scene with the fire saying, look up. He looks up, levitate. I swear there's a scene where he gets pushed up. So this is where you put this part in the, if you're to make this video. He must have been inspired. I'd have to talk to Johannes. I really hope I get an interview with him, because I'd have to ask you, dude, you're literally saying that the plot of Fire in the Sky, the movie, because no one's going to believe you. He comes back and no one believed him. That's the whole point.
Right.
No one's going to believe you. Anyways,
That's
I love
every
that
abduction story, though.
Andy, if you're going to keep shitting on my, where's
Did he
Doug?
get probed?
Doug,
Did he get probed too?
How dare you? Now we just heard that incredible, powerful, in your face, full throttle song. Johannes is like, hey guys, let's slow down a little bit. Look, you've been through some stuff. Let's slow it down a little bit. And we get, Howling at the Wave. This is a love letter to his wife. I love that. It's the first time he's written a classic love song as a band. It's about things going well instead of loss or guilt. It's about a dream he had. He compared the feeling to moments in the movie Eternal
Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yes, that one. And I love this song.
Out of all of the Departure songs, all the things were like just glaringly different from what you would expect. This one was my favorite.
What a day to see the beach, she said to me. It doesn't matter that it rains, she said to me. Had a dream last night, a dream about the sea. And I held you and you said, let go of me.
Yeah, I love it. Catchy as F, as the kids say. It's beautiful, and I love that he has that in him to write this. Again, what I love about Johannes and of course Avatar in general is they're not afraid to say we're doing this. You know, this is a song that we're doing, and sorry we're not screaming the whole way through.
I feel like he went to the label and said, I want to do something where I sing my normal singing voice. Like,
Sure.
This is what I actually sound like without the screaming and the guitars. And they said, okay, you can do this song as long as you give us this other song that I'll talk about later at the end of the episode. It also reminded me of that show, I Think You Should Leave, that Tim Robinson. It's on Netflix right now. It's a sketch comedy show. I'm pretty sure it's the sketch where the key has a honk if you're horny sticker on his car, and this guy's chasing him around just honking the whole time, and it escalates to this guy following him honking, and then he arrives at this funeral, like his dad's funeral. They have this confrontation, and then he has to go over and sing a song about his dad at the funeral. This song reminded me of that song in a way that makes me smile. That's why when we were listening to it, I started laughing because it reminded me of that show, which I enjoy. So I enjoyed this too. And it's definitely completely different from the rest of the album, which is a good change of pace. It lets you see that they could do something different.
Yeah, I'd love to see him do more of this, quite frankly. He's obviously a very talented songwriter and composer. And he said when he did this on the piano, he felt like Elton John, which I thought was kind of funny. He's like, hey, look at me playing keyboard and singing. Now, what I like here is we have a guitar keyboard solo off, which I thought was kind of fun. I love the line in general. I'm a sucker for it. I'm for the climbing on the rocks they threw. I love that metaphor of the idea that they're, people are trying to throw rocks at, injure them, hurt them as a couple. They use those rocks to climb. As they pile up, they climb over them. I just love that imagery to get out of the situation they're in. They're using what the world throws at them as their escape. Hold me and I carry you. I'm running a little forward. Look, it's cheesy. It's corny. It's for his wife, though. My God, Let him have that. Let him have that.
Yeah, I thought it was corny until it got to that the dueling keys synth solo, and that really won me over with the song. And it's just fun. It's a good song.
I admit, I love the idea that he wrote it for his wife. We got so much. Like I said, there's so much. I broke up and I hate the world. It's like, okay, like it's nice that this is a good song. I love my wife. I'm in a good marriage. It's good.
Yeah. If you don't like this one, go listen to Death and Glitz and Tits and shit.
Yeah,
yeah. There's always that.
I bet you his wife likes true crime stories, though. It's probably a
That's
point
for
of
his wife,
contention.
too.
Yeah. All right, great stuff. Okay, the next one we have is Dead and Gone.
I killed a man, a woman too. I'll kill again like killers do. A little late to change my ways. No going back to better days. done this many times before. Could it be why this feels so familiar? Down in the basement, from down below. Dead and gone and back again. Elements make them as friends. Crawling creatures, creaky floorboards, come downstairs, come play. Dead and gone and back again. It's not over, it's not the end. Until I get what I came for. Dead and gone and back again.
I do love that growling. Go back to the that juxtaposition of the sound there. This is what Mr. Johannes had to say about this. This is one of the longer tracks on the album because it comes near 6 minutes. Comes, of course, right after the vulnerable Howling at the Waves. So it's a little bit more of a hard rocker. He's like, fine, I gave you that Howling at the Waves. Now you've got to get through something a little bit hard rock. But it has this, definitely has this rock, funky, disco groove metal again with it. Dead and gone and back again. The idea that that mystical part of the force, I guess you could say that's the theme we're getting here. You know, like there's things that are crawling around, crawling creatures, creaking floorboards, come downstairs, come play. I'm dead and gone and back in. It's not over. It's not the end until I get what I came for. So it's another, again, I use the Captain Howdy song. I can't believe you haven't heard that song. Your mission after this, after this is go listen to Captain Howdy by Twisted Sister.
I'll listen to Captain Howdy if you listen to Piece of Heaven by Avenged Sevenfold. I hate to keep bringing it up, but
easy.
The album. Are you how aware of that album? Are you, except for
not at all
the big hits? Okay,
I don't know any of their songs.
I'm not even the biggest Avenged Sevenfold fan, but I'm pretty familiar with that album, and that song in particular is kind of the Corpse Bride. It's a Tim Burton movie in a song. It has this whole narrative about I think a guy like kills his mistress and then she comes back to life and they get married or something like that.
What's the album name?
The album is Afterlife. The song is Piece of Heaven.
From the album Avenged Sevenfold or Four Studio album.
Oh, is it self-titled?
Self-titled.
Okay, I'm thinking the like one of the bigger hits on it is Afterlife, so I'm thinking that's the name of the album. My bad. Anyway,
you're right. They have
Afterlife.
Heaven. No, it's fine. We got there. We like you said, you were the biggest fan. We are not a Wikipedia page. We used it to get there. Okay. I don't know these guys at all, by the way. I don't.
Oh, okay. I would listen to that album though, just in general. It's interesting because people have a big problem with the singer's voice. It's maybe not the best, and he uses some auto tune on one of the songs, Lost.
Okay.
But a lot of the other songs are really good, but that little Piece of Heaven in particular reminded me of this band a lot. Just that song alone, like the theatrics of it, and that's the only reason I keep bringing it up. And people are probably sick of me talking about it.
No, it's fine. If they're fans of they've listened this far, obviously they're enjoying our discussion.
Well, that's the point. If you really like this band and these songs that much, I would check out that album. Guitar player, the drummer, the Reverend, died, and he was one of the fucking coolest, best drummers, best parts of that band. And they went on to replace him with, I think, the guy from Dream Theater, which is the fact that guy wanted to play those drum parts. The guy from Dream Theater stepping in says a lot. But the guitar player sounds a lot like Slash, and the drummer rips, and the songs are cool. Check it out, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe I'll do it for one of my reactions.
Sorry, cut all this out, Ryan.
Don't be silly. Like I say, if you've made it this far, you're enjoying our show. If you haven't, then who cares?
Yeah, I guess.
Anyone that stopped listening, you're the worst of the best. Okay.
Yeah, fuck everybody that stopped listening.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so now we do have a guitar solo. Here it is. cool is that dual guitar. I think maybe both guys did it there because they had the
Yeah.
screamo part of Johannes, and I love that. And I just love his
Harmonized
maniacal
leads.
laugh. Yeah,
Yep.
the maniacal
Yep.
laugh. I love that.
Yep, and that's why I keep bringing up that other band that I won't go into again. But
Okay.
a lot of like good harmonized leads
Okay.
are always gonna get my attention. That's reminds me of Iron Maiden. So how can you go
Who?
wrong with that? Yeah, those hacks. That was a good one. I liked it.
Yeah, good one. Now we're going into Take This Heart and Burn. So there you go. Take This Heart and Burn It. This is what the song's about. Johannes said this is one of the most surreal tracks on the album. It came straight out of another vivid dream. He was flying over a tropical lagoon, saw some drowned pilots under the water, and there were naked people who had been there forever, plus a new girl whose tan lines gave her away as a newcomer. So he deliberately stayed in that dream logic. That's why this song is a little bit insane. The idea here with this song, I think, is you're offering everything in exchange for temporary or doomed paradise. Take this heart and burn it good and well. Pour the ashes in the pit. I promise not to tell. What's left of me, you'll sell. Sunsets on your paradise. Tell me how I smell. I don't know why that part's funny. Yeah, it's another song where you've got the driving, crunching beginning with the clean vocal replacing it. Thoughts on that before we get to the solo, or do the solo?
This one, it just comes out of the gate, the bass, the drums firing on all cylinders. That's always going to get my attention.
The solo. Tricked you, Andy. Solo, not solo. This is their nod back to the Avatar Country days. You have the fiddle, the violin playing the solo there. It sounds like so. There's your violin
is that what
playing.
It was? Okay.
I think so. Now again,
well, maybe that was this in the sea-shanty one. Where they were showing the guy playing the violin. Maybe that was a fiddle solo, and so is this.
It's like a string instrument. It didn't sound like more than guitar work. It sounded like a string instrument solo.
I mean, those are all string instruments, Ryan.
Oh, right. You know what I mean.
Yeah. But it started out like, it reminded me of like Anthrax or Exodus, like a thrash metal kind of ramp up to that. And then I was going to shit on our buddy there, the Strady guitarist, and say that was one of his, because it seems like he does more riffy kind of solos than shreddy solos, to get technical about it. But
I don't know why you're pitting these two guitars against each other. We love them all equally, Andy. We can't have another Ghost episode.
There's always a rhythm guitarist holding down. You got James and then Kirk, doing the heavy lifting. Maybe that's what these guys have going on. But I think I like the the shreddy stuff better.
Last song of the album, Magic Lantern. Yeah, I gotta say right away, I just love that sound. I could listen to that on a loop. I don't know, like it's such a cool.
I think it's one of those living on a prayer, the tube thing that goes in your
No,
mouth. when you
I don't
play
think
with
it
the
is.
pilot. No?
I don't
was
think so. I know
wondering.
exactly what you're talking about. I don't play nothing, but I've been listening to music for so long, and I've seen so many concerts. Slash does it too on Guns N' Roses on some of their songs. Joe Perry does it as well. Some of the Aerosmith songs. So I do know what it sounds like but I could be wrong. I'm just saying I never got that. So it's an interesting question. So let us know in the comments who's right. But I think it's just an effect. I think it's a pedal effect is my guess.
Yeah, okay.
But you do hear a little bit of a. It's funny. You do hear a little bit of a voice.
That
You're
right there,
Yeah,
that when it
yeah.
started getting deeper there, that sounds like living on a prayer. Because you're saying it's a pedal, that whole thing is a pedal thing too. But
Yeah, you're right,
When you
it's
watch
connected, yeah.
Richie Sambora play it, he's strumming and he's also it's like a kazoo. You have to like sing
Right.
the part like what you're playing,
It's
and
weird,
he's
yeah.
flanging it with like a wah. I could be wrong, but that's just
Yeah.
that's what I thought when I heard.
No,
it.
it's a good thought. Now that I hear a little bit of vocals, so it's interesting. It's been a long time since I flanged anything, but
Light is shining from my eyes across the pale green sea. It plays our memory apart, which life is came to be. Vivid dancing images on canvases of blue. Of my sense of seeing, I don't know what I've done. Alone in the eye of the storm.
so his vocal here is so cool. Like it's such a great singing voice, and this is a compliment, lest people think otherwise. He sounds like Gary Cherone. It's very Gary Cherone-ish from Extreme.
I was trying to think of a way to equate that the dual. It's like double tracked, harmonized vocals, which also reminded me a little bit of Ghost. You know, the main, just like the way he's singing it, and then the way they double it with a harmony, and that is you're right, Extreme. It reminded me of that, and I just couldn't place it, so it could pull.
Don't sleep on Extreme. I mean, get the funk out.
I know it's not all just more than words. It's like that's the thing. Like that's what I'm talking about with these other earlier tracks. Extreme only became known for that one song that was nothing like everything else that they ever wrote, and they got pigeonholed and they became fucking Sugar Ray because of that one song. It's a good song, but that's not that band. That's not what they wanted out of their career, I'm sure.
Okay, so this solo, which I love, it reinvestigates the wah-wah sound in the solo.
I hold you like I think I should have then. Maybe we could start all over, live again. So sing with me, I found an
I hate stopping it because I love that part of the song.
Something clicked in my brain.
Sure.
Queensryche.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That
Yeah.
reminds me a lot of Queensryche with that the way he's singing it there and the doubled harmonized vocals. That's so Queensryche. So
If you're listening to this and you enjoy Queensryche, check out the Worst of the Best episode where we broke down Operation Mindcrime. What I do like about this song is what I just mentioned, the guitar solo at the end there with his singing style in the song is amazing. It also shows you that they're not a one-trick pony. I think that's what I like about this whole album is that every song is unique to a certain degree. Every song is unique. There's not a one-trick pony. The sound effects on the guitar with the way he sang it after the guitar. The bridge was good. It has this otherworldly magical feeling to it. It's called Magic Lantern. It does feel kind of otherworldly. I think it's a perfect bookend to the album. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Magic Lantern before we reveal our worst pick?
that one I liked. It was a good way to end this album. I think everything that I'm referencing is these are all respectable, like talented bands that
Right.
I think when I invoke Queensryche, I think people understand that that's a compliment. Maybe you don't like Queensryche, but
Wow,
super talented dudes.
Yes, that's the thing. Is
Yeah.
I always say this: I don't like Rush.
Rush is the first band I ever saw live without my parents. They took me to the Dead and like some other
parents are
things
smart.
that I didn't. Somebody wanted me to go see Rush. I watched Neil Peart throw the drumstick all the way to the rafters of a fucking stadium and catch it like 10 times. He's fucking incredible. That being said, I don't ever want to put Rush on while I'm cleaning my house.
No.
I don't run to it. I know that they're
don't rush
talented and great. Yeah, I don't rush to it.
So stupid.
So those bands, it's like I know Tool is incredible, but I can't fucking listen to Tool for.
That's why I'm surprised you
2
mentioned this
hours,
other prog band. I'm not a big prog fan. What I mean by that is like I recognize, back to lest my fellow Canadians really crap on me. I understand they're Canadian, and I know they're very. That's what I'm trying to get. They're the best of what they do. That I recognize, but the music composition doesn't move me. It doesn't speak to me. I don't get excited by it. This song here, that wow, 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 wow. Yeah, it might be a simple thing to do, Mr. Geddy Lee. I understand that. But there's a part of me that's like, I just kind of want to hear a song that I can tap my head, and I want to hear vocals that doesn't sound like a singing substitute teacher. Like, I admit, like, I just... Okay, enough Rush shitting. I will go first only because the guest, everyone cares about you more than me, Andy. So I will end it with you and your pick for worst and why. So my worst pick, again, does not mean I love this album. I don't skip any songs of the album when I listen to this. That's always a good sign. There are other albums from bands that I even enjoy more or longer than I have with, because it's still a new band for me. There's a couple songs I do skip, but there's already. That's fine. On this album, I don't skip any. Not yet. But if I ever did skip a song after maybe multiple listens over the months and years to come, this would be my one probably to skip. It is track 9, Take This Heart and Burn It. And the reason for that is when I said, oh, here comes a guitar solo, we got a violin solo. So that's kind of the knock a little bit. Like, it was cool. I like the cleverness of it. It fits the song. Don't get me wrong. I don't think I enjoyed the song more. Had that been replaced with a wah, wah, wah sound of a deep ripping guitar solo instead of the violin, I don't think I would have liked it less. I can't imagine that would have happened. So that's kind of the knock a little bit there, though I appreciate that they went somewhere different with it, but it doesn't elevate necessarily the song. It just went to a different direction. And here's the other thing. Every song is very unique on this album, except for sort of this one. This one sort of borrows from other songs, like Abduction song. That was the one that was really heavy. In the Airways was really heavy. Yeah, those two, they're
Dead
kind
and
of
Gone
heavy.
and Back Again.
Yeah, that was heavy too, but it had a very catchy beat though. This one, right after Dead and Gone, which I think is personally a fantastic song, and I love it very much. I felt like this one was sort of the crust that was cut off the sandwich. I feel like we already kind of had this, and maybe it's not the best part of the other songs. Like, I feel like we already investigated the screamo to the clean vocal, and then it didn't elevate with the violin. So that's my least favorite song. I don't skip it. There's a lot to be liked there. But I think over time, it might be the one that gets skipped in time, but not yet.
Interesting, because my initial thoughts on this band, like overall, was very much reminding me, like I said, Tenacious D, Mighty Boosh, Flight of the Conchords. It all seemed like, especially those two videos for track 1 and track 3, just seemed like this was supposed to be a TV show that never got made. Like Death Clock or the Monkees. It just could easily be a song that's at the end of an episode of television that I didn't get to see. So once I took the information that, while I'm realizing that through the first side A of the albums, I was like thumbs up and thumbs downing a lot of these things. And then when I got to the end, I went back because I thought that track 1 and track 3 were too weird and different from a lot of the other things on this album. But then I went back to track 1, and you get to the instrumentation and the dynamics of the way they do the bridge into the solo, and they do like a key change, and it became a lot more dynamic to me after listening to the rest of the album. And that was one that I initially thumbs down, and that was on my list of being one of my least favorites. And I thought that the whole the flute and the "We Support the Troops" thing was pandering, and I was like, this might be my pick, but it wasn't. And then I thought the same thing about the goat one with the sea-shanty thing. But then I've seen like bands like Amon Amarth and Man of War where everybody gets down on the ground and is rowing and the audience is all into it. And I was like, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to like engage the audience and do something trendy with that one. I kind of let that one go as well. I don't want to be boring, but Take This Heart and Burn It was my least favorite one. That seemed like when I said, we'll let you do Howling at the Waves, like you get one and we get one. And it seemed like the label wanted another song. They wrote that in the studio. It seemed like cookie cut. I don't like the way that he sings it. I don't like that chanty pre-chorus thing that they do in it. It just felt phoned in. So, that's my pick as the album as well.
We both have the same pick. Now, it's funny. I've done this show a few times. I've done this format with bands a few times with various different hosts or guest co-hosts. And sometimes they're pretty good. I try not to look, when I'm reviewing like your tells, like a poker game. We're trying to bluff each other a little bit because we don't want to ourselves and to the audience. I don't know your pick. You don't know mine. And the audience doesn't know our picks. I try to keep it close to the chest or close to the vest. Which one is it?
Vest.
Either way. Yeah, close to my body. What it is that I'm going to reveal at the end, but I had a feeling that you were going to pick that as well, just by our discussion.
Because I deflected, and I started making it about how do you do your homework on this one? Because I hated it, and I have nothing good to say about it.
I can sort of tell we both sort of had the least amount to say, and it's okay, but. It's also interesting because we both came to the same song, and I think for the sort of the same reasons. And the natural instinct was that phone it in. I think that's very true. Track listing is very important too. And this is not to say that Avatar plays this game with us because they don't know we're going to do this for their album. But track listing, I've been on this planet for a while. I've listened to albums in order for a long time in my life. I do that often when I can. I listen to albums in order. Track listing has a reason. I talked about throughout this episode where I'm like, okay, we got the quiet song came in. Now we're flipping the sides. I'm so old school that way, flipping LPs in my brain.
Because we talked about, we did 1984 as well.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of comments about the way that they structured the layout of the track list.
You had a different track list. You had a different idea for it, which I liked.
I felt like they should have done it differently. But
had I put these were the 10 songs I was given as the producer. This is exactly where you put the song. You don't open side 2 with it. You don't open the album with it. You don't close side 1 with it. You've got a great song before it and a great song after it. So it's a shit sandwich situation. It's like, hey, some fans might really like this. Look, I didn't hate it. I'm saying it's my least favorite, but it's the weakest of the tracks. So it's like, where do we put it? We can't close the album with it. We can't open it either side with it. And you don't want the first 3 songs on the side 2, which a lot of people, side 2. No, side 2s, don't sleep with side 2, guys. Side 2 of albums are always something. There's something special on side 2. So I say all that. This is where you put it. This is exactly where you put the song. Second to last song, because you're going to end with Magic Lantern and Life is Good Again. Now you flip back over and start again.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. That's Avatar. That's our discussion on Don't Go in the Forest. Andy, I forgot to plug your shows. Now no one cares, so they've left the show if they even listen to it. Where can people find you? What do you do?
Yeah, please go to All Apologies Podcast on YouTube. I do a show. Typically, we find people that celebrities or athletes, politicians that have screwed up and are trying to make right by their constituents and their fan base, and we make fun of them for all their shortcomings. And we also play poker over on every other Monday. I invite all the people that play in that sandbox of ours over there to a poker game, and we compete for bragging rights and money. So it's a lot, and I have a lot of fun with that. So please check it out, like and subscribe. All Apologies Podcast.
Well, Andy, you're great. I love podcasting with you. I listen to your show. I support you on Patreon. You're a good man, Charlie Brown. And check out a show. I love your style. And thanks for listening, everyone.